Yo, these are the best last-minute gaming gift ideas that I have. Whether you need to buy for a PC, console, handheld gamer, or yourself, I've got you covered. I also have two really cool ideas at the end that are great for gamers of all kinds. Stick around. So, for the console gamers, this is going to be targeted more towards PlayStation, as I don't have an Xbox. The PS5's design still holds up to this day, but to match with my updated aesthetic in the office, I got new play covers, which are a great gift for any PlayStation gamer. These black ones I got off Amazon aren't the officials, but still look incredible. Aside from the lack of the PlayStation logo, you really can't tell they're from a third party. For $36, I think it's a great deal. Another matte black accessory from Amazon is this DualSense charging dock. I think it looks just as good as the official one, and it has an LED strip that you can have on or off depending on your preference. Having one of these is super nice, so I don't have to run around looking for a cable. I can just set my controller on here when I'm done playing, and it will be ready when I come back. It's just over $20, so it makes a great budget pickup. I've always been annoyed with the PS5's 825GB SSD. It's just too little in 2023 if I'm being honest. After installing only a few new games, the entire drive is already filled up. Finding a proper M.2 SSD that will be compatible is still a little tricky, as there's only a few options, but the best one that I was able to find at a good price was from XPG. It's 2TB and I paid just $110, which I think is quite good compared to some of the other options. Most of these certified PS5 drives at this price are only 1TB, so you're getting double the storage space for the same cost. Installing it was incredibly easy. Once I managed to pop off the plate covers, I just had to unscrew the metal plate and insert the drive. Once the PlayStation was powered back on, I was immediately prompted to format the drive as an additional SSD. It feels just as snappy as the internal one. Game load times are practically identical, but the one difference I did see was copying an 80GB game from it back to the internal one took about 5 minutes, whereas the other way around it was only 30 seconds. Now, with more storage, every gamer needs more games, so something as simple as a gift card is a great gift. I know that I'd be psyched to get one of these from anybody, especially as there's a lot of game deals around the holidays. Wait, hold up. $2 for Outlast? New game for the backlog! The last gift idea for console gamers are extra controllers. Having a spare you can switch over to when one dies, or just to have a new vibe is great. Right now I just have this black one, because I figured out my original DualSense is now stick drifting, so a purple one would be kind of dope right now. So for busy gamers who don't have as much time to sit behind their desk or TV to game, or just people who are always on the move, handheld devices can be a great option. I personally have both the Steam Deck OLED and ROG Ally, both of which are great portable gaming PCs. If you want to give a great gift or just treat yourself, either of these is a worthy option. I find that the Steam Deck is far more comfortable. Something about these side handles just feels so much better in my hand. I didn't have the original, but I like these joysticks a lot more than the Allies. Valve changed the material to improve grip, and I definitely find that my thumbs are comfortable resting on them. In my opinion though, they still struggle with the same issues the Ally has, which is this overall weird feeling when gaming with the joysticks. I think it's that the dead zone just doesn't feel as natural when compared to a proper controller. Though the buttons and D-pads offer solid tactile feedback, and the triggers have a nice feel when pulling. I don't like the bumpers as much though, as they have a cheaper feel to them. While the macro buttons on the back side are a little awkward to press at first, they are incredibly convenient. You're able to remap them to any controller button or key you'd like to give yourself easier access to controls. Now, I didn't think I'd like the trackpads the deck has on each side, but they are so nice to use. The haptic feedback alone feels great, and moving around the mouse cursor is surprisingly easy. Coming from the Ally, this is a huge improvement, not being forced to use Windows with the touchscreen. Now, when actually gaming on the deck, I'm still getting used to that 1200 by 800p screen. Having been accustomed to the 1080p display on the Ally, it does look noticeably worse. However, I know that once I use it more, this OLED display is going to make up for it. This gets those inky blacks and vivid colors on the go while I smash out my Steam backlog. Pretty cool. Despite the low resolution, games still do look and run quite good on here. And with its 1000 nits of brightness, you can take advantage of HDR in supported games. Both the Deck and Ally are great handheld PCs and each have their place. In terms of performance, the Ally by far has the edge, but the Steam Deck remains the budget king. Between the two, I honestly prefer the Steam Deck simply for the more comfortable build, but also SteamOS is a much cleaner interface compared to navigating through Windows. The one thing is right out of the box, the Ally has access to essentially any game you want to play, whereas the Steam Deck is limited to just what's able to run on Linux over Proton. This makes a lot of games unplayable simply because of the anti-cheat. The Ally has a 512GB SSD, and depending on which Steam Deck model you go for, you'll have between 256GB and 1TB of storage. For a little over $80, I picked up a replacement 1TB drive from Corsair. I put this in my deck, and I think it's a great gift for all handheld gamers. Though installing it gave me a lot more anxiety than I was prepared for. First off, you're gonna want some sort of tool to pry off the plastic, as I had a ton of trouble getting it off. Then you need to unscrew this black plate to get access to the M2 drive. You're supposed to disconnect the battery when doing this to prevent any damage, but I tried so hard to unplug it and just couldn't, so sorry Valve. I then had to reinstall SteamOS, so I just downloaded the image onto a USB stick. I recommend using this one because it is USB-C. There's a lot of games I want to test for my full review of the deck, so this drive will help quite a bit. If you're enjoying this video, subscribe so that you don't miss that one. A great inexpensive gift for deck or Ally owners is this adjustable stand. It lets you angle the device however you'd like if you'll be connecting peripherals or just want to have it on display. And then to carry it around, I recommend this bag from TomTalk. It keeps the screen as well as the joysticks protected while leaving room for you to store a charging cable and power bank. This one from Anker was pricey, but with its LED screen telling you the percentage plus the time to charge the connected device, it makes for a very nice gift. It also has a 24,000 mAh capacity, enough to provide around 2 additional charges while playing at the same time. Now, for the PC gamers, the first gift idea is a new mousepad. This extra large one from Pulsar does require a decent amount of desk space, but it gives you a lot of room to move around your mouse. The Superlight is one of the most popular ones you can get, and it is a very safe pick for any gamer. The rounded shape is super comfortable, and the updated switches in this second edition feel great. Although the stock feet aren't very good, so grabbing an extra pair off Amazon is a good idea. I'm using Pulsar's Super Glide glass skates on here, which glide around like butter. They do take some getting used to though. The only gaming keyboard I can recommend is this one, the Wooting 60HE. I have it inside this aluminum case from Mechanisk, and it looks great. The main selling point of this board is its analog switches, which allow you to set a custom actuation point, making for quicker key presses. This works because the switch is essentially just a magnet that tracks how far the key has been pressed down. There's also a feature called Rapid Trigger. This resets the key the moment you begin lifting it up. Practically what this means is that you don't have to completely let go of the key before you can press it again. The board alone is $180, so this is probably going to be more of a gift for yourself. If you're a very competitive gamer, you'll probably notice the improved mobility these switches give you. Paired with this board are the ceramic keycaps from StereoKey. The Wooting switches unfortunately don't do them justice, they just don't sound as good. The coating of these keycaps is very smooth and gives it a premium feel. They are blank, so typing on them is a pain in the ass, but just for playing games, they look fantastic. Now, most gamers use gaming headsets, but I honestly think that 99% of them are a waste of money. I recommend that you go for a higher quality pair of headphones like from Audio-Technica or Bayer Dynamic because they sound miles better than any gaming headset will, and if you are a creative, they double as great studio monitors or editing headphones. This does require you to have an external microphone, but there's so many good USB ones that I don't think it's much of an issue. You definitely don't need an audio interface, especially if you have a USB mic, but I do plug my DT990 Pros into the Audience Evo 4 along with my Shure MV7. This is definitely on the pricey end, but it's such a great audio setup. Now, as promised, I do have some gift ideas for all gamers that are also very affordable. I know a lot of this stuff has been pretty expensive. The first idea is Funko Pops. There's just so many different ones available, but my favorites are this Future Foundation Spider-Man and Johnny from Cyberpunk. Aside from rare ones that can be upwards of $100, most Funkos are going to run you around 15 bucks and make for a great decorative item to place around your setup, or my favorite place being inside a PC build. The last gift idea is this coffee table book filled with photos of retro game consoles like the Atari, as well as present day ones like the PS5. This is a super cool gift that I think almost any gamer would love to sift through. Let me know down below which of these gifts was your favorite. I'm personally still loving the Steam Deck OLED and can't wait to get some more use out of it. I'll be stress testing it later this month while I travel, so make sure you're subscribed. Take care, guys.